Overall, I think we are quite satisfied with this quarter. If you see in two different ways, if you analyze our results, firstly, if you look at the acquired entities were the ones we had some challenges. The organic Mindtree business grew 4.1% in this quarter, but the two acquired entities had two different issues impacting them. Our Salesforce business was some delays in deal closures and therefore we believe it will pick up in the next 1 or 2 quarters. In the Bluefin business, one large project for a customer is going through an execution challenge at the moment, so we had to book some costs and book lower revenues on that program, and that's what affected. But if you leave the challenges aside, overall the quarter was extremely positive, 2.5% growth, which is broadly in line with the rest of the industry at the moment. But what we are also very happy about is very strong deal wins in this quarter. We announced something more than a $260 million of deal wins in this quarter, and also what's especially exciting within that number is a little more than 100 million worth of deals in digital, which is a priority and a focus area and a sweet spot for Mindtree. So we are executing very well on our strengths, and that's the focus for us going forward as well.
Okay, Jagan, coming to you on deal wins, it definitely seems to be a silver line, but going forward, even in Q3 last year, you saw record deal wins, but as far as ramp-ups are concerned, there is a bit of delay that you're witnessing. What sort of an improvement will you see in the coming months going forward?
Actually, the ramp-up has started yielding the result already. Okay, in Q1, there is an impact of ramp-up on the contract we have signed in Q3 of last year. The impact will be seen much more in the Q2 and Q3 of this year. The ramp-up is happening in track, and one major project what we won that time, the ramp-up is happening in track. It took some time, maybe a month or two delay in the ramp-up that was happening. So we will see the impact in the next couple of quarters coming in.
All right. Rosov, I want you to spend some more time on the acquired entities, Bluefin and Magnet 360. It's still underperforming and driving the overall performance of Mindtree. Analysts say they only contribute about 7% of the overall revenues. So what's really taking a longer time for the turnaround? When would we see the turnaround really happening? What's really the pain point there?
I think there were two different issues. One, like I said, in the Magnet 360 business was just tactical in terms of some of the customer decisions going a little slower. So that should correct itself fairly quickly. If you look at the Bluefin business, was less from a market traction perspective, but more just project execution challenges there. So I think the two are going through two different issues. But overall, we are extremely bullish on both the businesses. If you look at Salesforce, which is the business that Magnet focuses on, has been the fastest growing enterprise software company in the history of mankind. So obviously we are hitched to a very high growth horse, and we think it will sort of correct itself and grow very well. The talent in both those businesses are very highly recognized and respected by clients as well as industry analysts. So overall we are extremely positive. It's just that both of them are in a little bit of an investment mode right now, and typically may take 1 or 2 more quarters before they reach stability and get back to growth. However, there's a strong commitment that we are in the right sectors, we have the right talent, and we think it will come back to growth mode soon.
All right. On margins, Jagan, they have been at a multi-year low, and with wage hike in Q2, there'd be some sort of a pressure. So how do you see margins panning out going ahead?
As mentioned by us in our commentary yesterday, we mentioned that on organic basis, that is Mindtree on an organic basis, the margin will improve for year on year for us. We are very much focused, and our priority is to improve the profitability of the business. On the acquired entity, that is the subsidiary companies, there are some volatility in the business. So we will give an update to you on the margin little later during the course of this year. However, we are seeing the margin improving for Mindtree in this rest of the quarters this year.
All right. Last two questions. One, in terms of what are the key metrics that you'll be focusing on, say for the next 12 to 24 months? Is it the acquired entities? Is it the top 5 accounts? And would you have any sort of a targets for the next 12 to 18 months? What are those 2-3 big metrics that you'll be focused? I know it's quite tough, but
I wish life gave me a choice to just pick 1 or 2 metrics there. Unfortunately, we live in a multi-dimensional world. So I think overall high growth and improving margins are the primary goalposts that we set for ourselves for the next, I would say, 4 to 6 quarters. I think the confidence behind the growth plans are a lot more higher, simply because more concrete. We understand the challenges a little bit shorter term, etc. The plan for margin improvement, I think, is it's a little bit of a steeper climb, more deeper things need to be done. So we are conscious of it, and plans are in place to get both, both accomplished. But those two would be the, I would say the number one priority. Secondary to that, how do we continue to push Mindtree on this journey for more expertise, both in the run the business initiatives as well as the change the business initiatives? It's a sweet spot for us, but we obviously compete with very, very smart competitors.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/etnow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at etnowlive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/etnow.